All right, today I'm going to show you how to use uh, called One Touch Photo to uh, get your either your photographs or any of your graphics ready to laser engrave. This will do a real nice job of fixing up for you. So the first thing, let's say here is my image or here is my cut line. I'm going to cut it out in this shape, and I need something to go inside here. You can go out and find any picture, any graphic that you'd want to place on here. And I just went out and I found a Kansas City Chiefs helmet. So let me go place and go in and Kansas City Chiefs helmet. Here we go. And I will just place that right in here. I'll get it to about the right size. Go ahead and get it centered in there. And then, maybe on here I could put Kansas City up top here and Chiefs down below, or Chiefs across the top and football down below. Whatever you would like to do. Now, when you bring it in, see the X there. Just go ahead and um, embed that. That'll take the X away. Now it's embedded. Now, to bring it into the One Touch Photo, it has to be a certain file type. So what we need to do now is now we have this the right size, and it's real important to get to the right size that you want it. Don't just bring in the file from online, whatever size it might be, run it through One Touch, and then come back to here and resize it, because once you process it in One Touch, if you resize it after that, it will mess the image up and it will not look as good. So get it to the right size in full color like you want here. Now, we're going to have to save just the helmet here. And I don't know that you can do that in Illustrator if other stuff is on the page here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to select it and do a Control C. So I copied this, and then just start another new blank file. Doesn't matter the size or anything, and do a Control V. So now we have that on an artboard all by itself, and now we can go ahead and export this. So to export, little review, you say export. I would export it as a bitmap. Bitmaps seem to work real nice. So I would do a bitmap, and then you'll want to name it. And I've already done this a couple of times playing around. So here you can see Kansas City Chiefs 2. I'll just say export. Do you want to replace it? I'll say yes. Now, this will come up. You can go ahead and leave it color. I would change the resolution to medium. If it's on screen 72, I would go ahead and go medium, and then optimize as fine. Say OK. And then this will come up, and it's just asking you different formats that you can set it at. We're working on Windows machines, so make sure that's, and I'll go ahead and leave it 32 colors, but the color really isn't going to matter. So then say OK. So now it's exported and it's saved. So now what you're going to do is you're going to come back to your desktop and open One Touch Laser Photo. This is a little piece of software that Universal Laser, who makes our laser, has put out. And this will take artwork and process it, whether it's a photograph like this little kitten or if it's this Kansas City helmet. So I'll go down here and find the Kansas City helmet and bring that in. And then it's kind of nice because you can apply different crops here. Now this one really wouldn't crop too well. Maybe I'll try and do one a kitten here in a little bit. But this one, we can take a look with this simulator down here what this will look like in wood. So if you select from the down arrow, you can pick any of these materials that the laser engraver is capable of lasering on. In our case, we're going to do wood. So I'm going to say wood and then simulate results. So that's that's what you can expect this helmet to look like when it's engraved in the wood. Now, some materials or some items, some graphics may not look real good. When you do the simulator, if it doesn't look good, I would pick a different graphic, or I would go and maybe go into Photoshop and try to change some of the contrast or some of the colors in your photograph to try to get it to engrave better. The more contrast you have in a photograph, the better it will laser engrave. If everything's kind of the same color, it's not going to laser engrave very well. But this actually looks real good. You can see most all the lines. So now you can exit the simulator. Now you're back to here and just say apply. So we're going to apply this. And when you do that, it changes it to just black and white, but this is what the laser needs because the laser can either fire and burn or not. And so that's what this needs to do. And now we need to save this engraved image. So now when you say save, and it will automatically do Kansas City Chiefs helmet 2. That's what it was. And then it will put wood 46 behind it. It'll identify the type of material you're putting it on. And then I'm not sure what the 46 represents. If I say save here, it's probably going to say I've already got one. Nope, it did not. And so now I'm going to minimize this. And now I'm going to come back to Illustrator, go back to my file, click off. And I'm just going to place that new processed Kansas City Chiefs helmet. So I'm just going to go in, say place, and now let's just scroll down here and find that. Here, it was the 46 one right here, Kansas City Chiefs helmet 46. And when you bring this in, it should be the same identical size, but I want to show you something. Now, this doesn't look near as nice as this, but you have to remember it's engraving this into the wood. But if you zoom into here, let's go ahead and embed that. And if you zoom in here, you can see this is actually just made up of tiny little black dots. So the laser will fire and make these little black runs here. But when you zoom out, it's going to look like this from a distance. So that is a good engraving right there. And we can take this and move it out of the way, and we can take this and move it and get it right into position. Now it's really important that you don't go about resizing this at this point, because if you resize it, it'll spread those black dots out and it will not laser engrave. Okay, now I want to show you one more thing in the URLS. Let's bring in a real photograph this time, and let's just do this little kitten. I've used it a number of times with various things. Let me see if I can find just this one. I think was the original. So now if I bring that in, and now if I simulate in wood, this is what it's going to look like on wood, and you can see kind of fades into the wood, doesn't look real good. Let's go ahead and exit simulation. But here is one where you could use one of these crops like a circle or an ellipse. And if you just take and it's kind of nice because this will cut it into that shape. And you can apply the crop then. So now it's rounded. And now when you simulate the results, now you can at least see that it's going to put that in the wood like this. And then don't forget to exit simulation before you save. And then just bring it back into Adobe Illustrator and place it. And again, just make sure you don't resize it once you bring it into Adobe Illustrator. Now, the only thing is we need to make sure that any lines that we have are 0.001. I made them a little thicker than that because if I make it 0.001, this is what it actually looks like when you send it to the laser, 0.001. If you don't make it 0.001, it will not cut. But 0.001, that's a solid line, but when you look at it out here, you can't hardly see it. Good luck with using One Touch Photo.